Hello dear students, welcome back to our news channel. Students, today we have two news articles. One is about a sweet problem in our schools and the solution called sugar boats. And the other is about a powerful rail connection that's bringing Mizoram's capital, Aizawl, closer to the rest of India. Okay, so buckle up, stay curious, and let's begin. Let me start with a question for you all. How many of you like soft drinks? What about packaged mango juices or chocolates? Especially considering the weather we are all experiencing right now. You might like it a lot, right? Well, what if I told you that some of these drinks have as many as 8 teaspoons of sugar in just one small bottle? Now imagine drinking two bottles. That's 16 teaspoons. And that's more sugar than your body actually needs in a whole day. Now, this sounds scary. So, that's exactly why a new idea introduced in schools all across India, sugar boats. Okay, sugar boats. क्या होते हैं ये? Imagine you walk into your school corridor and you find a big door, right? You find a big door. On that door, you see pictures of popular cold drinks and juices. And next to each drink is a display showing how much sugar it has using real sugar packets or teaspoons. Now, that's a sugar board. Okay, very creative, very helpful. It's a creative, very creative, right? And it's a fun way to help students see how much sugar is hidden in common items they consume. See, this idea was first shared by a food influencer named रेवांत रेवांत हिम्मत सिंह का. ओके, तो उन्होंने ये आइडिया सबसे पहले सर्कुलेट किया था about 2 years ago. He asked schools to show students the truth about sugary drinks using visual boards. And now, and the CBSE, Central Board of Secondary Education, has told over 24,000 schools, more than 24,000 schools, to, uh, uh, like to set up these sugar boards. Okay. And the idea is, of course, to make learning about health fun. Okay, and also to make them memorable. Now what goes on a sugar board? Sugar board में क्या क्या होता है? देखो, एक तो सबसे पहले on a sugar board you might find a photo of a soft drink bottle, a label saying this has 8 teaspoons of sugar. Okay, और साथ साथ क्या होगा? A small plastic bag filled with a 32 uh, grams of real sugar. And of course, healthy alternatives like water, lemonade, or fresh fruit juice without added sugar are also there. तो मतलब कि ऑल्टरनेटिव भी बताएंगे उस शुगर बोर्ड में कि ज़्यादा बेटर क्या है, कौन कौन से ऑल्टरनेटिव्स है, क्या आप ज़्यादा बेटर कर सकते हो, प्रेफर कर सकते हो. सी, अगर आपको थर्स्ट है तो जो क्वेंच है वो सिर्फ वाटर से ही होती है, या फिर ऐसा कोई ड्रिंक जिससे आपके इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स बॉडी के आपके फिक्स होते हैं. एंड दीज sugary drinks, it tend to reduce the electrolytes in your body. Okay, so they are not at all good for your health. And this hands-on activity is also a part of DIY वर्कशॉप्स इन स्कूल्स. ओके, तो जैसे स्टूडेंट्स होंगे वो खुद भी बनाएंगे, ये खुद ये बोर्ड बनाएंगे. दैट मीन्स लर्निंग बाय डूइंग द बेस्ट काइंड ऑफ लर्निंग. ओके, नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज, why do we need sugar boards? Okay, why are sugar boards necessary? Well, Students, here's the deal. India is seeing shocking rise in type 2 diabetes, especially among children. बच्चों में टाइप 2 डायबिटीज इंडिया में बहुत ज़्यादा इंक्रीज हो रहा है रिसेंट टाइम्स में. ओके. डायबिटिक कैपिटल बन गया है इंडिया. और बच्चों में भी अब दिख रहा है टाइप 2 डायबिटीज. राइट. So this used to be a disease mostly found in adults. But now, because of high sugar intake, even kids are at risk. Okay. So according to the National Commission for Protection of Rights, this organization, uh, it has pushed for the introduction of sugar board in all schools. Okay, not only in those which are CBSE affiliated but others as well. ठीक है. तो इंडिया और इस ये बोर्ड ये भी कह रहा है कि इंडिया सीज अबाउट 397 लाख 397 केसेस ऑफ टाइप 2 डायबिटीज पर 1 लाख चिल्ड्रन. ओके. तो 1 लाख चिल्ड्रन में 395 केसेस हमें टाइप 2 डायबिटीज के देखने को मिल रहे हैं इंडिया में, विच इज सेकेंड हाइएस्ट आफ्टर चाइना. Okay. And a doctor, she's saying that members of the commission, she's also a member of the commission, she says that Indian kids are consuming way more sugar than they should. कितना उनको एक्चुअल में शुगर कंज्यूम करना चाहिए? सी किड्स एज्ड 4 to 10 are getting 13% of their daily energy from sugar. Teenagers, even the worse, 15%. But the recommended limit is only 5%. सिर्फ 5% recommended limit है. लेकिन children aged between 4 to 10, they are getting 13% of their calorie intake from sugary drinks. And teenagers में तो और ज़्यादा high है, 15%. जबकि होना 5% ही चाहिए. So clearly we need to do something. And sugar boards are the first step. Okay. Now, what does the WHO say? See, World Health Organization recommends that adults and children should not consume more than 25 grams, 25 grams, children, 25 grams of sugar a day. That's just teaspoon. सब कुछ मिलाकर, okay? But a single soft drink might have more sugar than that. Okay, so you can clearly see the problem over here. And what's the role of FSSAI, Food Safety and Standards Authority of India? It is the organization that makes food safety rules in India. चाहे ट्रांस फैट के अगेंस्ट में हो, ओके, एंड फैटी फूड्स हो, सैचुरेटेड जो प्रोडक्ट्स हैं उनके अगेंस्ट में हो, तो सारे जो रूल्स हैं वो यही ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बनाती है. So they are also trying to set up a system to define what makes food high in fat, high in salt, or even sugar. HFSS. High in fat, salt, or sugar. Okay. But here's the catch. They haven't yet finalized the rules for what counts as an HFSS meal for schools. Okay. They do have one rule that if a food brand wants to say their product is low sugar, it must have less than 5 grams of sugar per 100 grams. But should that limit be even lower for India? Many experts think yes, because Indians are more prone to health issues like heart disease and diabetes because of our genetic makeup. Okay, क्योंकि हमारा इंडियंस का जेनेटिक मेकअप इस तरह से है क्योंकि हम वी आर मोर प्रोन टू हेल्थ इश्यूज रिलेटेड टू हार्ट डिजीज एंड डायबिटीज. Okay. So what happens next? The next steps include collecting data from hospitals on children with diabetes, holding workshops, using PTMs and student clubs to spread awareness, and eventually setting limits on salt and trans fats too. They are, say, high salt intake is also very bad for you. और trans fat तो बहुत ज़्यादा खराब होता है, बहुत बहुत. It is very very harmful for your health. Okay, so students, remember, the next time you reach for the fizzy drink, think about what your sugar board would say. All right. Now, students, time to shift tracks, like quite literally. Let's move from sugar to steel tracks and talk about a very big moment for India's northeast. Mizoram's capital city, Aizawl, has now been connected to India's railway network for the very first time. Yes, you heard that right. The trial run on Berabi Berabi Sairang railway line has been successful, and we are now just weeks away from the grand inauguration. Now, what's the big deal? See, for many, many years, Mizoram had only one railway station. Imagine, एक रेलवे स्टेशन है स्टेट में, Berabi, near the Assam border. The rest of the state, including the capital Aizawl, had to depend on roadways or air for transport. But now, thanks to a 51-kilometer new railway line connecting Berabi to Sairang, trains will finally reach near Aizawl, just 20 kilometers away from the city. So this makes Aizawl the fourth northeast capital to get railway access. The others, we have Itanagar in Arunachal, Agartala in Tripura, and Guwahati in Assam. तो अभी तो फिलहाल यही कैपिटल सिटीज हैं जो रेलवे लाइन से कनेक्टेड है. Okay, now why is rail connectivity so important? See, let's imagine for a moment you're a student living in a remote village in Mizoram. To visit your grandparents in Kolkata or Delhi, you first take a long bus ride to Assam, then maybe a flight or train from there. So it's, you can see that it's actually expensive, tiring, and time consuming. But now, with trains reaching near Aizawl, everything changes. Travel becomes cheaper, trade and tourism increase, food and medicine supplies also become faster, and feeling of being connected to the rest of India, it becomes real. Okay? See, students, this rail link is quite important. Why? Because it is part of a bigger dream to connect every northeastern capital to the national railway network. एंड बहुत सारे रेलवे लाइन्स है जो अंडर कंस्ट्रक्शन है, जो इस पिक्चर में यू कैन सी. ओके, जस्ट गो थ्रू इट. नो, ऑफ कोर्स नो नीड टू रिमेंबर. लाइक यू कैन सी धनसारी टू जुब्जा इन नागालैंड, right? So these are important railway lines under construction. See, India wants to make sure, yes, India wants to make sure that development reaches every corner, and Northeast is no exception. ठीक है. सो ये सारी चीज़ें ध्यान में रख के इंडिया ये ट्रायल रन किया था, ये सक्सेसफुल रहा है, और जल्द ही कनेक्टिविटी भी इंक्रीज हो जाएगी. ओके, सो स्टूडेंट्स, दैट्स ऑल फॉर टुडे. व्हाट डिड वी लर्न? First, we saw how a sugar boards in schools, they are helping students make healthier choices, and then railway line to Aizawl, and how it is bringing Mizoram's capital closer to the heart of India. Okay, students, so whether it's what we eat or how we travel, every small step leads to a better, healthier, and more connected India. Okay, so if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to share it with your friends and teachers. And next time you open that juice box or watch a train go by, remember, you are living in a world of change, and you, my students, you are a part of it. Bye bye.